Hi class, welcome to Module 3, American Indian Tribes in Arizona and the Southwest. Here's your module objective. So basically what we want you to do is establish some base knowledge about tribes in Arizona and the Southwest and ways to differentiate between the various tribes, their tribal governments, so you can gain an understanding about tribal diversity and develop strategic knowledge. So what we mean by strategic knowledge is acquire the knowledge that will help you become a better advocate. If you understand the diversity and that every tribe is different and each one needs to be understood, not only as how they're similar, but also how they're different, that will help you become a better advocate. And so with this module, you'll be examining different websites, databases, and some data sets to help improve your skills. Some important concepts for you to know is the term Indian. And we all know that that term is actually an inaccurate term because the indigenous peoples here in the United States are not Indian, are not from India. But over the course of history, starting with Christopher Columbus, who described the people that he encountered as Indios, that term has carried forward to this day. And it's been institutionalized, it's been legalized. And so the term Indian is actually in the United States Constitution. And it is a legal term that establishes the political status of individuals and also Indian tribes. But I think the important thing is to understand that Indian tribes have the authority to determine who is an Indian for tribal purposes. So each tribe sets its own criteria. The term Indian tribe is another term that is recognized in the Constitution as well. So there's different types of tribes. There's federally recognized tribes. There's state recognized tribes that aren't recognized by the federal government. And then within legislation, there may be different types of definitions of a tribe and which tribes can access different funding streams. And so there's a legal concept of the tribe, and then there's also the historical concept of the tribe, and also the ethnological, racial aspect of a tribe. And the term Indian country is a legal term as well. It was, I think, back in December of 2019 that there was a little bit of controversy because President Trump had sent out a tweet to thank Indian country, and a lot of people took exception to that, except for people that know, especially American Indian and Alaska Natives that know what that means. And so, no, it's not an offensive term. It's actually a legal term that's used to describe reservations and other communities, and it's also a jurisdictional term. And so we use that term a lot in this field and working with American Indian people. Some additional important concepts. Read through the Arizona and New Mexico Enabling Act and see what it states about Indian tribes. How are they treated differently than, say, just any other group or any other area in the state? And you'll get to understand that even as far back as before the states were established, that the tribes and the indigenous people were already there. Many of the reservations had already been established long before those two areas became states. And so those are some of questions that you can look at when you're doing your research on American Indian tribes. And that research will help you with your community profile that's due on March 29th. So you can find more information in the assigned readings. You can research tribal websites, but you have to understand that not all tribes maintain websites. There's Module 3 research guides ASU has a lot of resources, especially from the Labriola Center, which is located at the ASU Library Tempe campus, and I believe there's one on the West campus as well. There's different websites that you can take a look at, and then there's the census, which is coming up this year in 2020. So I'm gonna put together another video for you to look at to learn more how to get data for your community profile. Here's a map of Arizona tribes. You're familiar with this as we showed one in the last module, I believe module number 2. And so just take a look at that. And then in New Mexico, here are some of the tribal lands that are in New Mexico. So you can see where they're located throughout the states. And then one of the tribes actually, the Navajo Nation, extends into both New Mexico, Utah, and Arizona. So here's your readings. Enjoy. I hope you learn more and do a lot of hands-on research to learn more. So start to think about what tribe am I interested in, and start to research that tribe, and so you can put together your community profile.